He said I was desperate just because I didn't want to spend Christmas alone.
She's a lady opex, a lover of God with a heart of gold.
Hello my darlings, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I am your Lady TJ. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you will be part of this tribe. And don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you will be the first to know when a new video is out. I receive all sorts of mails. And some of them can be hilarious. I don't know if this should make me laugh, but it did remind me of something that had happened to a classmate of mine. Now, I received a mail. To summarize it, the lady said that she had been in a long-distance relationship with somebody for over a year. She had been in a long-distance relationship with somebody, and so it was time for them to meet. So she had to go over to where he was staying, and that because it was her first time, not because she even had the strength to do it, that because it was her first time, that she decided to make a good impression. And so when he went out, she decided to cook, clean, and do the laundry. That she wanted to just impress him, only for him to come back, and it was a big problem. That he said that she is trying to tell him that he is dirty. He complained that she was trying to tell him that he is dirty. And so she said she's tired of dating, that if she can be having this kind of relationship while dating, that she cannot even begin to imagine what marriage would be like. That this was not the first time, this was not the only relationship that had got into 1 year that just ended like that, out of misunderstanding. That she was in a relationship, and while growing up, she had been taught that if you are honest, when you're talking to someone, you need to look the person right in the eyes and speak to the person. And that this particular guy, they were dating, and anytime she wants to talk to him, she wants to express her love for him, that she will look right into his eyes and let him know. Or whenever they have a discussion, she will look right into his eyes and address him. She said the guy complained seriously that she has no respect. That he said he is a senior, and that where he comes from, that it is out of disrespect and boldness on her part for she to look him right into the eyes and be talking to him. And she asked, what do guys want? Guys, please comment below what you want in a relationship, especially in these two scenarios that I have explained to you. If you were in a relationship with this particular lady, what would have been your reaction to she coming to your house for the first time, cooking, doing the laundry, cleaning, and just to her, she was trying to please you, but the guy said she was telling him that he was dirty, he was untidy, and that it didn't go down well with him. And this other guy that said that she was too bold for or exposed for his liking, for she to look right into his eyes and be addressing him. And that reminds me of two stories. One, something that happened recently. There's this young girl that supplies stuff to me, and so she had told me that she was getting married and that I should be expecting an invitation for the wedding. So I recently saw her and I reminded her that she's yet to invite me for the wedding. And then she told me this bizarre story. The most bizarre story that I've heard. She said the guy that proposed to her works offshore, and that so they don't get to see each other all the time until he comes back into the city. And that last Christmas, she was kind of lonely, and so she was looking forward to him coming, and she saved up some money. She said she planned a getaway for she and the guy, and she really went out just to still impress him and make sure that they had a good time. So no expense spared, she planned the getaway just for the Christmas season. She was supposed to travel with her folks to the village, but because of him, she planned the stuff just because she said she was lonely. And she said she was going to be lonely if she was going to go to the village with her folks. So what she did was to plan this getaway just to impress this guy. So by the time he came back from his offshore job, everything was already sorted out, and she moved in a day before he was to come. And so she dropped a message for him that he should meet her at that hotel. It was supposed to be a romantic getaway, because she said she was lonely during Christmas and she didn't want to spend it with her folks, that she wanted to spend it with him, and that she was asking me what she did wrong. So I asked her what happened. She said he came to meet her where they were both supposed to lodge. She already had gone a day before, and then she told him that that was her Christmas present to him, that she just wanted the both of them to be alone that Christmas. She said that was where problems started. He was angry and he told her that she was desperate. See what she said. She said, he said I was desperate because I didn't want to spend Christmas alone. She said, Auntie, I don't understand this guy. He said I was desperate because I didn't want to spend Christmas alone. Where did I go wrong? And I asked her what her response was when he said that. She said she explained to him that she didn't want to spend Christmas alone. And so she felt that this would be a good getaway for them. And then she felt she could give them this gift to stay alone together during Christmas. And that the guy called her desperate, all sorts of names. And that was how the relationship ended. So she's asking, what do guys want? Guys, please let us know, what do you want in a relationship? Would your response have been different in these two scenarios with these two ladies? What would have been your response? Guys, let me know. Would it have been appreciated, or those thoughts would have still been your own thoughts? The first one, that she was trying to call you a dirty guy, and still the first one, and second relationship, the guy said that she has no respect, that she was too woke. That's why when she's addressing him, she was like looking right into his eyes, and that he had noticed it for quite a long while and was hoping that she would change. Or in the case of this particular lady that supplies stuff to me, would you have felt that she was desperate? Because I asked her if there were other things that maybe she had done that suggested that she was desperate. I don't know. But one thing I know is that background matters. You need to understand that you are two individuals coming together to form a relationship, and that you need to make allowances for the differences in your backgrounds, the way you interpret things, the way you see things. That reminds me of my former classmate. She was going to get married to an older guy, a guy that was about 8 years her senior. She was going to get married to this guy, and she was addressing him as sir, or at some point she addresses him as daddy. It was very funny to us. We found it very funny that she was calling him sir, she was calling him daddy, and we thought she was doing that because we were there and because we were all young, about the same age, but he was an older guy. We thought she was doing it out of respect, maybe somehow to make us respect him, in case she felt we didn't respect him or we didn't realize that he was far older than her. But it was so obvious that he was an older guy. We never knew that even in private, she was calling him sir and she was calling him daddy, until they had an issue about the same thing. And so it came out in the open, and she said they had to break up because he told her that she was making him feel old. One day she came to class and told us that she was no longer with the guy, that they called up the engagement, that because they were always having one issue, and that is the fact that she was calling him sir, she was calling him daddy. And so one of the guys, our classmate, now said, but if it's you, how would you feel? Why would you keep on calling somebody that you are in a relationship with sir or daddy? And so she said that's the way she was brought up, that the guy is not her mate, that she was doing it out of respect and a force of habit, and that she just couldn't stop because she knew that the guy was far her senior. And so one of the guys now questioned why the guy was angry, that after all, he was far older than her, and that he should be happy that she was ready to respect him. And he should be happy that she was calling him sir or daddy. So basically what happened was that the guy was not comfortable with it, and she just couldn't stop. And he felt at the point that she was mocking him when she would like make the effort to not call him that, but because she has been used to it, when she calls him, he will feel like she was making jest of him, and so that relationship didn't work. So what do you want, guys? And what do you think, tribe? Was she wrong to have called him sir or daddy, even when he insisted that he didn't want to be called that? But she said she couldn't stop as a force of habit, and that he felt she was making jest of him. What do you think? Please comment below. For me, I think it has to do with cultural differences. It has to do with different backgrounds. And then when you meet somebody, I think these are the issues you should discuss. These are the things you need to look into. Your cultural background, your cultural differences. When you meet someone, these are the things you need to find out about your different backgrounds. The differences, are they things that you can manage? Are they things that you can compromise? How are you going to manage those things? Are you able to compromise? These are the issues. Because the way you were brought up and the way this other person was brought up is totally different. I have a friend that the husband insists that she kneels down to give him water to wash his hand. Some other person will say if he is handicapped, but you know she's okay with it, and they've been married for as long as I can remember. And yes, she still does that for him. So you need to understand your cultural differences and find out if it's something that you'll be able to cope with. Remember, when you meet someone, your background, your upbringing, your training, everything, your cultures can be completely different or will be completely different. Are you ready to compromise and at least meet halfway and understand these differences? Instead of these differences tearing you apart, is it possible for them to bring you together? But one thing I have to tell you is that marry your kind. In anything you are doing, marry your kind. What I want you to understand is that it is good to marry your kind. I also have met people who feel that because they are close, that they could fart in presence of each other. But I've also met couples who feel that no, they don't have time for rubbish, to be inhaling someone's fat, and for them that particular setting is not going to work. But whatever happens, I want you to know that you are worthy of love. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I wish you the very best that life has to offer. Bye.